This is just a big victory for the day, if we're being completely honest, okay? So, the trial for Trevor Bauer has been going on for the past couple of days, and it could have done little daily updates, but most of the stuff is just a rehash of everything everyone's already seen. So, if you're paying close enough attention to know that the trial is going on, there's nothing really to report, okay? So, we're just going to kind of do a little wrap-up of everything, because it's, at least this phase of the trial, the protective order part of this is wrapped up, and it's just a big old W for Bauer. Nothing more to really say about this, and regardless of how this shakes out, there's going to be no money voluntarily changing hands. This is from a couple days ago. No settlements or cash offers, his attorneys say. Trevor Bauer and his attorneys would like to make one thing perfectly clear, other than the fact that he's innocent. The Dodgers pitcher plans not to discuss a financial settlement with the woman, Lindsey Hill, who has accused him of sexual assault. No settlements or cash offers have or ever will be made. God bless, because this is exactly what she wants, okay? Everything that is in there from an evidentiary perspective really just points to she just wants a payoff. There's some indication in there that, she's paying lip service. Oh, we think that he crossed so many very evil lines, and that in order so he doesn't hurt anybody again in the future, we just want him to go to deprogramming. Oh, I'm sorry, sensitivity training. We need to put him through that. Let's be real. There's no money in that, so why would you make that your cause du jour? Unless you're a plant of some kind, but I think it's one of these Occam's razors situations where the simplest answer is most likely the correct one, and it looks like even the judge agrees with everyone on this, but more on that very shortly. The Los Angeles Superior Court hearing is set to start Monday over whether a temporary restraining order against Bauer should remain in effect. In the court filing, Bauer's attorney argued the order should be lifted and said the woman had provided no legitimate reason to be granted protection from him. Those are big claims. Let's see if they can back them up. So, Miss Hill took the stand in recent days, and apparently she put on a pretty good performance, but Bauer's representation was ruthless, and he really had good representation, if we're being completely honest. She asked some very probing questions, and she just tried to use the old the old failed tactics of just trying to welling up and crying. And this is something I should have foreseen. It's one of those things where you just take a look at who appointed the judge, why she's there, looking at her age, and realizing that there's going to be a slant because this is Southern California. There's going to be a very pro-woman bias on this court. But then at the same time, there's always that other thing where women just generally, and I'm just going to speak generally here for a second. You don't have to agree with me on this, but you kind of know it true. Look to the different relationships you have either been a part of or you've been party to. Women hate women more than any man can ever hate a woman. They will be jealous of stuff as petty as how her feet look in those shoes. Not even the shoes, okay? It'll be something stupid like, why can't I get my hair to look like that? I put rollers in at night and I can't make it work. What kind of a face cream does she use? Because it's so great. And they'll just try to tear them down with such petty crap because secretly they just hate each other. It's like old friendships, okay? I have a ton of old friends that I haven't talked to in years at this point. You know what? If I just called them up, if I shot them a text or something, we'd pick up right where we left off. And then with women, old friendships are months long, maybe a couple years long. They might have a best friend from childhood, but they've fallen in and out and there's ups and downs and ebbs and flows. But if they were really chummy with, say, Brittany, last month, you asked them, so what she's been up to? Oh, I don't know. We're not going to be talking about her because she's just evil and mean and blah, blah. And it's like, okay, then. There's just no hatred that is like that between two women. And that's what we found out with this one, okay? The judge was being extra critical of what Lindsey Hill was putting out there. And what she was putting out there was a big old emotional plea that just ended up falling on deaf ears. But big ups to Trevor Bauer's representation. Shawn Holley, he was in there, he was asking the good questions. He was keeping it civil, but he was getting to the meat of the claims to realize that, this is shoestring at best. A lawyer representing Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer attempted Wednesday to punch holes in the restraining order. I love your phrasing on this one, East Bay Times. See, get it? Because he's charged with, and the way that mainstream media is conflating the two very different events. You know, the first one that was totally consensual, and then the second one that was at least a little bit disputed. That was the one where, oh, he knocked me out and he choked me and blah, 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 all that crap. But the way that mainstream media is just trying to conflate the two, it's like, oh, they had 2 meetings where Bauer punched her and choked her out. Not the case. You guys remember. Plenty of videos on that before. But yes, back to this. Attorney Shawn Holley took issue with the tone of the text messages the woman sent to friends after the alleged assault, her desire for media attention, and omission and exaggerations in the request for a 5-year restraining order against Bauer under consideration by Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Diana Gould-Saltman. Despite aggressive questioning from Holley during the 3rd day of the hearing, the woman remained Lindsey Hill. Let's just go ahead. It's Hill. Stop saying that. Stop trying to keep her identity secret when she was just trying to destroy Trevor Bauer's life and livelihood. And she remained resolute, and the information included the petition is accurate, and its aim is to protect her from Bauer because he has a history of going back. Don't you remember those claims and those legitimate police filings that were made way back in Ohio in 2017 and 2018, and then magically, out of the blue, just as everything was starting to kick off, Bauer made contact with this lady he hasn't talked to, or there's no record of him conversing with in over like 2 years? Almost like they're in cahoots or something. But yeah, no, there's a history, sure. It's not like he's made contact since all of this other stuff is kicked off as well. So what are you afraid of exactly? Not getting paid? Sucks to suck. My intention was not to leave anything out, to lean one way or another, she testified. I did the best I could. Who gives a crap? Although the woman's name is listed in court documents, Lindsey Hill, the Southern California news group, are cucks. Holley attacked the woman's claim that she feared the restraining order could cause Bauer to suffer a mental breakdown, prompting him to travel from Pasadena to San Diego to retaliate against her. Do you have any history of that? Is there anything that could be possibly on there? And that's what Holley asked. Do you believe he was going to come to your house 130 miles away? Really? That's something that a crazy ex-girlfriend does, okay? Your broad breaks up with you. Yeah, you're probably going to be sad for a couple of days, but other than that, you're just going to get back up on the horse and then try to hook up with something that sounds a lot like horse. Not go back and seek retribution, whatever that means. Doesn't have a history of being violent outside of the bedroom, so. And I don't think your womanly wiles are really going to convince him that a third romp was really going to produce anything productive. Holley attacked the woman's claims that she feared the restraining order could cause Bauer to suffer a mental breakdown, prompting him to travel to Pasadena. Yes, cross-examination from her attorney, Doreen Olson. The woman said she was so frightened of Bauer. See where the projection came in? She's so frightened, therefore Bauer was just going to snap and come get her. Yeah, sure, obviously. That she and her father, who is a baseball coach for the university in California, again, where she grew up in a baseball family, had aspirations. She was on the pod squad. She was a part of the cheerleading team for the San Diego Padres. She was banging Fernando Tatis Jr., had a fling with Mike Clevenger as well, and this was the first one to go outside of San Diego. Maybe she really was a plant from the NL West. Who knows? But yeah, she hooked up with her father, not like that, who is a baseball coach, left town and traveled to Northern California in June when the San Diego Padres hosted the Dodgers. Oh, gross. So is her father turning her out and just dropping her off at different players' houses? That's weird. But Holley noted before the game the woman sent a text to a friend suggesting they might attend incognito to watch Bauer pitch. Dude must be just slinging mad wood. Have far more appreciation for Trevor now. Holley also implied the woman, who is a recovering alcoholic, crazy addict. Again, there's nothing redeemable about this broad, at least in my opinion. Wasn't truthful. Again, that's not a slight against alcoholics. Just this is classic addict behavior. Wasn't truthful when she testified that she lost her job at a San Diego sober living home for women due to trauma from her sexual encounters with Bauer. The lawyer said the real reason for the woman's dismissal was that her boss believed she had relapsed due to her interaction with Bauer. Interesting. So she's a recovering alcoholic who might have relapsed and then had really kinky sex with Trevor Bauer. Again, anybody who is still watching this coverage from the first video who had any doubts about this broad's intentions, I will take a formal apology down in the comment section. Or just leave the dislike on there, because more than likely you aren't listening this far into the broadcast anyways. Additionally, Holley said it appeared the woman was angling for money from Bauer in an explicit text she had sent to a friend who is also her Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor. That makes more sense. She relapsed. The sponsor felt betrayed. That's why he would have turned over those text messages. That makes sense. Give me $50 million and slap my... Oh, this broad rules. I take it back. She wants to get paid and fucked? I almost made it through the entire video without swearing. Oh well. The woman acknowledged that some of her texts to friends of Bauer were inappropriate. They were vulgar, angry, and immature, she said. It was a way for me to cope. Again, oh, I'm a victim in this entire situation, but did you do anything to fix your situation? No, it's for me to cope. You're so smart. The woman and Bauer first connected after she tagged him in an Instagram post, and he responded several days later on April 21st. She said she went to Bauer's home where they first talked for several hours and then started to bone. The woman testified that Bauer shoved 2 fingers down her throat, wrapped her hair around her neck, and choked her unconscious. And then did he sodomize you? Bauer invited her to his home again on May 15th, and she was so traumatized by the situation, the woman said she went to his residence to build on a positive emotional conversation they had during the first meeting. Yeah, of course. I can change him. He's not always like that all the time. God, you're so stupid. However, she testified that the second encounter with Bauer was even more traumatizing than the first, claiming that she choked her and also punched her in the face, buttocks, and vagina. Yeah, it was apparently so good that she just wanted $50 million for it to happen again. Anyways, we can continue to go down this and just have a good laugh. But anyways, we'll just wrap it up by Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer has his restraining order rescinded by judge. God bless. God bless. Just wins all the way around. And Lindsey, you're a cute girl. Hopefully the swelling goes down and you have some AAA player that's in the area who's in need of a good romp in the hay. God, yeah, love to see it. A Los Angeles judge on Thursday ruled in favor of Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer, rescinding a restraining order that he had in force against him since late June after a woman accused him of assaulting her in his home this year. Very easily to just gloss over that now. Smeared him forever. USA Today. You were one of the sources who was like, this guy's a monster, and here's everything that he did, without, saying that there were allegations, but whatever. Just water under the bridge now. Don't want to compromise that MLB contract. The decision came after more than 9 hours of testimony this week by the accuser, which was, just so goddamn convincing. In a court hearing to determine whether the restraining order was warranted based on the evidence. Judge Diana Gould-Saltman, who's clearly internalizing her misogyny, concluded the answer was no! No! Oh, it's so... This is a genuine smile right now because you just love to see gold diggers just... Instead of getting paid off, just getting the shovel across the teeth. She'd probably like that, though. Bauer did not testify at the 4-day hearing. That's why I was immediately a little bit shook by this judge, because she said that, he might be testifying, even though it's, not really standard operating procedure. But, he could. So that's what I was thinking, that this lady's going to have a bit of a bias, but it looks like she does have that bias. It's just that biological bias of hating a broad that's 20 years your junior. Oh well. The judge asked Bauer whether he intended to evoke the Fifth Amendment. Yes, Your Honor, he said. In explaining her decision, the judge said that there was no supporting evidence that Bauer was likely to cause the accuser to harm or contact her again. Yay. The judge said Bauer did not exceed the limits the accuser had set during sex. Oh, yay. 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 What a victory. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy for Bauer. So happy for men everywhere. Let's just crack one open. Here's one for the boys. I'm one of those fruits who doesn't drink, so this is all water. Written exchange, petitioner, the accuser, Lindsey Hill, said that she wanted all the pain. Yeah, she said it. She said it was also consensual. Judge said those were her words. Should respondent Bauer have believed her? Believe all women. Believe all women. The judge referred to testimony in which the accuser said Bauer ceased doing 2 things she didn't like during sex after she communicated it to him. Yeah, exactly. You went too far. I said my safety word. He's like, okay, I guess just going to have to holster this third left. During the second of the 2 sexual encounters, the woman testified he stopped the rough sex after she told him daddy. That was a part of their prearranged safe word, daddy issues. She is like every one of my ex-girlfriends. The judge added that she found the accuser's original application of the temporary restraining order in June to be materially misleading. I love this judge. I want to send her a bouquet. This is terrific. The woman testified this week that Bauer choked her unconscious during 2 sexual encounters. It was all garbage testimony. Let's just see the cope from USA Today. In Pasadena in April and May. That only happened in the May encounter, apparently. Because she said that, if you remember the text messages, I want to go out this time. There you go. Get your reporting straight. Punched her in the face and the vagina during the sexual encounter. The attorney cited text messages in which she asked him for rough sex, including being choked unconscious and slapped. USA Today does not identify Lindsey Hill. Well, that sucks. I do. I'm sure it was painful and unpleasant for her, but that's unfortunate. His attorney sucks to suck. During closing arguments Thursday, it's not making excuses for that, but she asked for it, so. And she asked to be choked out, and she said she liked it. She asked it. What shouldn't I do? Bauer remains in limbo between 2 serious fronts. Pasadena police have an investigation in the matter. This is going to go a long way in disputing anything that they come out with, so we're going to have to see. And Major League Baseball is investigating too and could discipline him. Late Thursday afternoon, MLB announced that it is extending Bauer's leave until August 27th. An attorney representing MLB attended the hearing every day in the week and observed the jury box. Bauer is on paid leave since July 2nd after signing a 3-year, $102 million contract in February. And as one of the commentators in one of the previous videos pointed out, he is making over $40 million this year. He's still on leave. Right now, this is the first of many hurdles, like they're saying here. The Pasadena police is still investigating the matter, and there's no indications if they're going to be wrapping that up anytime soon. But again, this court proceeding, this civil proceeding, remember, there's no criminal charges that have been laid. This should do a lot of the legwork in that investigation right there. So should anything come out of that, that would definitely be a surprise in the entire situation. And then it hinges on Major League Baseball, who, if you guys remember, not that long ago, most of you guys are kind of new to the channel from all of this coverage as well, but way back, a couple months ago, I think it was like end of May or something, Major League Baseball completely, and the Toronto Blue Jays, my other favorite team, my number 1 favorite team, let's be completely honest, and Dodgers are number 2, but depends on how they handle all this stuff. I could just be off baseball completely, but Major League Baseball and the Toronto Blue Jays completely wiped from history the greatest player in Toronto baseball history, Roberto Alomar, on vague accusations of sexual harassment. Have they came out with anything? Nope. And he's been taken down from the Ring of Honor. His number retirement banner has been removed from Skydome or Rogers Center, or that fucking concrete abomination. So, and Robbie also had a gig with MLB and he got turfed from that, all because of their investigation, not from any like civil or criminal trial. None of the results of that. So again, I don't know how this one's going to end. Again, I just have this lingering feeling like Bauer's going to get screwed and at least not have the text messages to back it up this time. So who knows what MLB does? I still don't think he's going to be pitching this year, but again, he's been cleared in the only court that he's going to be going through, unless of course Pasadena comes up with something that all the evidence was out there. Everybody had everything on the table. It's not like Hill's coming out saying that there was anything left behind. This was all the stuff that's out there. So if any criminal charges come out of this, I will be incredibly shocked. But I wouldn't put it past anybody out there. But again, I was also shocked by the fact that this judge was like, nah, this lady, yeah, it's completely, it's just all bogus. But let's celebrate the victory for today, and hopefully we can do a follow-up video to this where Bauer's been reinstated, and hopefully the Dodgers, repeat as World Series champions, because that is a video game good roster and pitching staff. Can you imagine once he gets back how good he's going to be? Just all of that pent-up rage, and he's just going to be throwing that ball like 105 miles. Anyways, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Catch y'all later.